I've got a big old stack of stuff here, so just tell me if it's getting excessive. And this first one, I don't think I've read this anywhere, so you get to be the first recipient of this thing. It's called The New Colossus.
Panda?
America is bursting into 100-foot-high flames, and I'm holding the fuse. The Democrats and Republicans can damn well ass rape each other on the Capitol lawn while I sit here watching Lady Liberty take it up the ass with the star-spangled dick of family values. A dick which is even now being wielded like a thrusting majorette's baton by a horde of retarded ass-scratching cousin fuckers, pseudo-literate redneck bastards and trailer court pontiffs. I refuse to be emasculated for your protection. I am not safe for the children, unless they too are getting ready to sodomize your corpse. I will not be boarding that train for the Great American Death Camp, because when they come for me this time, not only will I not be a Jew, but I won't even be fucking human! Burned beyond recognition by this monstrous parade of ceaseless bullshit. Please excuse the blood in the corner. I've just been hunkering down, gushing and birthing and screaming, and heaving out a brand new blood-splattered messiah. And it's me! I've given birth to myself, and this time it's got fangs. They're about 60 feet tall and buried right in your ass. I am the new Colossus, reborn from the tears of bullied victims and the sperm of 1,000 rapists. It's uglier than you ever could have imagined. I will tear your thickest skins to shreds, and I'm not hurting anymore. And that's the most dangerous thing I could ever say in my life, because when I stop hurting, I start shopping for targets. You've never seen a house cleaning like this one. Nobody shreds flesh from bone like I do. Nobody else can make you beg for it. Grab your ankles, motherfucker! I'm greased up with the sickest and slickest that this nation has to offer. I'm lubricated with the blood that has greased this murderous country for centuries. I can steer this political juggernaut as deftly as anyone. 11 miles an hour down Highway 666 and blown back out through your own jugular vein. Every one of your history book heroes crawled up onto that pigeon shit pedestal over the bones of 1,000 nobodies we left choking in history's dust. This one's for them. When I shove it in, I hope you scream. It won't cure a single damn thing, but it might help you take the initial thrust easier. When I rip you apart, you're gonna cry like a schoolgirl, but you'll thank me for it later. Here's a grenade to bite for your pain. I got a straight razor at your throat and a claw hammer at your balls, and I'm not afraid to start swinging either one. And just wait till I get turned on, baby. I'm going for the full-on orgasm. They'll hear you scream from LA to London. Meanwhile, last one leaving the crematorium, be sure to turn out the lights.
Lights on!
death under the wheels of fate.
Can I use the viewer or not?
Yeah, if you want.
Struggle of the cosmic.
I'm in.
There, alright. And this requires a little bit of audience participation, so I'm going to signal all of you at certain junctures of the poem, and I want you all to applaud. Let's give it a try. Yeah, and yeah, you can do that too.
All right, we got a
And make it as insincere as possible. I mean, that's half the gag.
Okay.
All right, and this is called Bottom Level. Mom and Dad tell me as a child to avoid ingestion of lead paint chips, which have been clinically proven to contain arsenic / cyanide / strychnine / LSD / cocaine / heroin / smogs and / or less than the maximum daily allowance of riboflavin. Too late the heroes, for I'd already done my share of munching and so was rendered fuck up for life. So later on in the screaming skin-knee school kid days, other children ran for me because I glowed in the dark like an Aurora monster model. Icing vegetation within a 30-foot radius. Oh, look at him, in my Superman suit. But what was happening wasn't my incredible powers. It was gang abuse, was alien virus haunting, unshakable. Now older, on my stage, refusing to act my age. This is me, let it be brain in a cage and proud. Red sign flickers for your loud, hoary approval, and I open my cranium, spurting jizz, blood, tears, brain cake, to show you. Meanwhile, in comfy suburbia nestled in nowhere, Leave It to Beaver Brady Bunch man finds himself irritated by board meeting, comes home to Ralph the Cocker Spaniel and the kids who are playing with their Beav and Wally dolls and watching the Cabbage Patch Kids on TV. Wife has a rolling pin and is using it to beat the dust out of the cat. 3 weeks dusty, but at a later time determined to be 3 weeks dead. Hi, honey, got my Wall Street Journal and my beer in the fridge, he smiles, slipping the youngest son into the sock drawer. Oh, I'm fine, wife trills, Windexing the toaster. She smiles picturesque and dreams of burying a meat cleaver in his forehead, and wouldn't it be nice, sing the Beach Boys on environmentally controlled radio. Hi, I said to her sad eyes, as Godzilla dismounts from his holy-ass 4x4 and caves my face in for talking to his girl. I bite him in his flabby alcoholic tit and run for pride. Vaunted, exalted pride is but a negligible thrill in the face of self-preservation. Tearfully crying in my fool beer, it always ends this way. I nurse the bruises and I plot to neuter the evil bastard and his deceptive porcine slut while they sleep. This last, I think, would be paramount satisfying cruelty. Getting them right where it hurts the most, in the raison d'etre. Proud of scarred saint I become of these wounds, for they name me martyr, carrier of a little recognized state of mind, and when they fade I'm full of chagrin. The convenience store spiel. It's 7-Eleven and he wears a Harley vest. He leers and gags and is boisterous and loud and unruly with his beer buddies, and he talks about Lynyrd Skynyrd and kicking some faggot's ass. I try not to let him see me eyeing the comic books. Why? He's on his own fucking trajectory. He's got his own mission and agenda, and it has nothing to do with that worm in the corner. The blasphemy in his mind, the flotsam barely thought or whispered, the cardinal sin, fool, you bite back on every day in every aspect of this aberration you call a life. I am. It was a dream I had once. It was a sunny, clear day, and I was waist deep in the pool, and it was my duty on that day to keep an eye on the baby ducks. Inordinately large body count that day. Buoyant they would be, but every so often one would forget how to swim and so then drown painfully. Duty then, under circumstances, saw me having to dredge up the bodies that had floated to the bottom of the pool, which in the distortions of the dream had shriveled to the form of breakfast cereal marshmallows, and at the same time the abstract effect remained terrible and disturbed me profoundly because they retained the shape and the color of ducklings. About then I would hear the spectral burble of childhood enemies preparing to pelt me with rocks. I would hear bomber squadrons droning in. Can you relate? Dream as recorded has no beginning and no formal ending. It's just there, crucified in the time and the place of things, suspended, and that is all.
What are you doing?
Playing with the ants.
Why?
Don't look at me like that.
Why are you playing with the ants?
Because they're more fun than people and because they cause me no pain. Go away, you suck. You see the world through a rose-colored vantage point of what ought to be linear, limited in scope, such as you are. Deluded / oppressive / happy / like all the others, but is it real? I think not. People like you make me long to be attached to a respirator, as in dead. This is fun. It's therapeutic for me, and who you would play judge and jury because I choose to play with the ants. Please go away. I was sitting in a small family-type eatery, sipping a cup of bad coffee. Gazing out the window, I saw a murder being committed in the distance. A man in a tank top chased a refined, demure-looking girl out of a beauty salon. He was screaming at her, smashing her delicate frame against a chain-link fence. She objecting, struggling, her beaten face beet red. She wanted to escape but couldn't. He wouldn't let her. I felt very frightened. I felt very frightened for her. My bovine waitress poured me more bad coffee, stared and smiled at the carnage. My husband did that to me last night, she said warmly. Why, I asked. Oh, it was Valentine's Day. He wanted to give me a romantic evening. I'm afraid, I told her, we should get help. I think she's in trouble. I think he's really going to hurt her. The waitress eyed me like I was a blasphemer. Why, she asked. It's so obvious how in love they are. And who the hell are you to come between two lovers? You make me sick, mister. Enjoy your coffee. And she left me there to watch. I became very upset, and before anyone came to help the girl, the man killed her. The cowboy movie spiel. I'm the bad guy. Yeah, I'm the bad guy. I dwell alone in the corridors of stone, and I lurk in the shadows while you live a lie. I reached behind the mirror and fell into 1,000 hells, but they're inside you as well, and I want you to see them all, so I'm the bad guy. Crowds cheer and canonize you when you seize the Holy Grail, while I die puking from your bullet, laughing at a private joke because they call you humane. Sunny-faced, you get away with your lady while I weasel off into the sunset, tail between legs, plotting your demise while she gnaws on your gristle. There goes the bad guy. You win congressional medals and kiss babies, but only I see the shit piled up inside you. I'm the bad guy. Quick! Lock your doors! Get the guns out of the closet! It's the bad guy. Here comes the bad guy. There is a lot of life in this city, and much death as well, and joy, and sorrow. Love, we ought to go find it all, you and I. Take my hand. No, but no, but no. We don't want to suffer the consequences of my having your hand doing that. I might be tempted to place it in my lap and do something revolting.
It's very controlling.
That would be a drummer right there.
Some visual timekeeper. Life slows and stagnates, congested, red and yellow lights glare. Where are these modern gods, these heroes of the night? They lurk behind the churches and temples, torturing the meek and laughing. I shall be hero atheist, he who's unbelieving, and the hero, the good man, the man of action. For he's a lie, and I'm a witness. I caught him urinating on me while I slept in the street. He laughed and stood revealed. The white knight's armor is soiled with the blood of thousands, and your petty hopes and expectations are for naught. Hell Street gasps and grabs, breathe, suck, poisonous vapors. We children strove in the gas and machinery. I woke to the sounds of footsteps on my roof and the prancing and pawing of each little hoof. Closed my eyes and prayed for the sun, 'cause a horrible monster who walks like a man and speaks like a child saunters through the rows of split levels whose inhabitants dream away in false security. To those in troubled slumber, there are lights in the stinking charred tunnels, and the only way out might fail. But look to the end. Look to the end. Suburban Leave It to Beaver Man's eyes redden as he scans the shopping list. 2 dozen eggs, / waffles, / 1 gallon of milk, / bread, / cheese, / 2 cartons of cigarettes / 2 sides of beef / 1 tube of toothpaste / vegetable oil / 1 hammer / 1 ball of cotton / 4 Ingrids / 2 deuces / 5 aces / and 6 bottles of Tylenol, and realizes he forgot to go shopping. He pulls up into his driveway beside the ambulance. 2 white uniformed simian paramedics emerge from the 2-car garage, carrying a stretcher, sheet on said stretcher covering a tiny humanish shape. He wipes the sweat off his brow and asks tearful wife, who is waxing the Cocker Spaniel, "What's for dinner, honey?"
Okay. All right, good job.
Suck ass.
Suck our ass with that guy.
Is this drop any?
Oh, okay. Have the bunny go down on you then.
Is it? You don't hear that?
No.
You don't hear it? Someone fluffy.
Where'd she go?
Alright.
We have no fluff girl.
I was laying in bed with my honey, thinking about something funny. George W. What does he want? What does God want? George W. What does the W stand for? Is it William? Is it Wendell? Is it wacky? Is it war? God wants George whatever to go to war. GW, GW, GW. Fuck Bush.
Yeah.
Right.
I haven't read poetry in front of people in a long fucking time.
Kind of a pseudo version then.
Let's see. Christen me bastard. Venom-blooded, backbiting bitch, stand over me, drool-lipped, hot-crotched, and wanting to impale me on your vengeful angst until I grab my cock and call you mama. Moan for mama to give it to me hard. Give to me what was sold to daddy all those years when reimbursement was taken out of my ass. Yeah, cunt, stand over me and christen me bastard. With your boiling discharge, the putrid, stinking sauce scraped off the walls of your crusty old womb. Yes, mama, fuck my face and spank my ass until I can't sit. And when you're done, kiss my prick sweetly before you kick me in the fucking balls.
No, I'll still be there.
Sit here. A gun, a bottle of 10 High, and a Tracy Lords video. Dateless again. My brain is full of fire and fuck as I load my revolver and plot my next kill. My gun is old and the cylinder falls out, but at least I know I can always get it up when poke turns to screw. And a command performance of psycho hate fuck is demanded by demons who love to be ripped by a kiss and a bullet to the brain. My predatory scent smells the fear, hiding inside pink holes of atrocity, where little games are played to mask the truth and to keep reality from shaking its ass in the light, thus exposing the dingleberries of all the supposed arbiters of good taste. I'm swilling whiskey and wishing to die by age 30, thinking of Poke and Bob and Thrust and taking this here revolver and showing my powder burn sensitivity to the entire pisshole world. What do they expect? They're shit eaters, they deny it, but they love defecation and eat it willingly when seasoned just right and placed on the silver platter of superficial humanity. My hate gnaws holes in their souls like a rat on crank, biting and clawing to expose the rancid nothingness inside the skulls of their bloated corpses. Come here, lambs. Be made clean. Put your mouth on the end of the barrel as I finger the clit on my prick's underbelly. And when I can no longer stand it, I'll let go of all your sin. shooting your brains all over the walls like my cum on the sheets after an eternity of coerced abstinence.
Charles Anger Voice, which I really appreciate. I think it is a love poem. This one's about love. Hang here my verse, in witness of my love. And thou, thrice crowned queen of night, survey my pale sphere above, thy huntress's name, that my full life doth sway. Teresa, my forest shall be my book, and in the bark I shall character, that every eye which in my forest looks shall see your virtues just everywhere.
Two-week drinking binge since before my eldest daughter.
This one's
I have no idea what
This is called Eclipse of Monday. Stars glimmer in the dark solitude of night, cold air, silent birds, and silent flight. Just you and I in a moment under the moon, movement in the distance, and gone so soon. We freeze like rabbits under as new lights replace the stars, falling to the ground with dead gathered in jars. We climb to a tree enfolded in a leafy bed, and watch as the moon becomes blood red. Outside they bleed to become one. Old eyes lift and scoff at the rising sun. Voices break the silence and cry out loud. Black Monday, red dawn, mushroom cloud.
I really thought about it. I was going
This one's called Waking Dreams. I sit taciturn, veiled in shadow, reinventing creation, in mystified wonder of the gods' incessant placation. I stand before the mirror that reflects the darkness of night. Darkness but illusion of stars so jealous of night's white light. I wander amongst dying masses, all unconscious of their turmoil, across golden fields growing in dark and Utah soil. It's raining poison on saints, drunks, and martyrs all. How joyful we are as slowly to the rocks we fall. Hungry, lonely, rotting with illness, we pray to a crock of gold, bypassing the needs of spirit for what can be bought and sold. I express the depths of my soul naked before an audience devoid of reaction. For them I am but an unpleasant, unnecessary distraction. They can't delight in another's being or see the beauty that abounds in everything these neglected angels and God surrounds. They favor an idealism of forever, but all are born and die in one instant. Yet complain the time to be vibrantly alive is far too distant. Thus waking dreams settle, drift asleep, and in that slumber die. Unforgotten by dreamers, consistently lost in a wonderfully luminous sky. Hearts of love belong to beings who constantly weep, praying that kindness is not a dream that has gone to sleep.
Right there.
Well begin, 5 years ago.
other people's sons. Time for the Great Awakening! Time for all you soldiers to stir like sleepy children from the great slumber of death. Take a look around.
Sorry, Panda.
The ground you fought and died for has become a strip mall. One army after another comes marching up out of the grave. Former enemies shake hands and share pictures of the wives and children to whom they never returned. Soldier! It's not your fault. It's the fault of the inhuman monsters who sent you here to die. 4-star bureaucrats and bullshit artists, cowering castrated pencil pushers, overjoyed to let you die for their sins while their own boys stay safely home with the tennis pro. Meanwhile, you'll be sold 31 flavors of mindless patriotism to suck out of the pig trough, while the ground becomes gorged with your blood, all because it's been made far too easy for the war machine of all flags and nations to play sickening death games with other people's sons.
Yeah. Hello. You look yummy today. I'm not gonna touch you though.
This is called Captain, and this is my last poem for the evening.
Hey, that would be my crotch.
That's a good poem right there.
Inbred, skulking hicks, kissing any random jackboot that kicks him in the ass. Amber waves of losers, wrapped arm in arm, swaying to that fascist beat. Undeserved sunlight ripples down on their stinking bodies as they unzip their brains and let them rot for God. Your fathers and grandfathers scream in blue-faced tyranny from the grave, while your sons fight for freedom from you. And you are a disintegrated pulp of a soul, a thing that used to be a god caved in upon itself, imploding into the tombstone world of self-denial, a moron gone supernova. Your world will collapse in so many directions that you will pray for respite. You will pray for Christ Almighty and a six-pack to save you. But your salvation has been squandered away on pissant saviors, too puny to do the job, not Popeye enough to be Christ. The fire that you feel in your guts is fear, and it will eat you like a $10 whore. The world shivers and screams and another ethical mongoloid has been sired. Your latest incarnation proves to be the psychic equivalent of a Big Mac. The gods want to feast upon your star-spangled balls. You lose so flawlessly it's starting to look like a win. But we, the fire-crowned outcast wise men, are hedging different bets. We bet that you would like to screw in a thin pool of our blood. We bet that you are just throbbing with concern for us. We bet that you wish us all the best. You're about to burn like a paper doll that can't stop screaming. And we will burn too, in a dizzying, incandescent chrysalis of sparks. We are the smoke that stings the all-seeing eye. We are the last barb on the crown of thorns. Bow down for the everlasting prick, jabbing you until you spill your gleaming guts. Loosen your tongue and sing of the anvil-headed whore who gave you birth. Your afterbirth is losing on Wall Street. Welcome to the world, you shrunken, belated fetus. We greet you with open craniums, taking care to heed the omens spoken by the low-rent Medusas and trailer court gorgons who have heralded your arrival. You limp toward us on blood-soaked newspaper knees. Every one of hell's demons pitches in to buy you a Hallmark card. We form razor wire circles with our souls. We surround and isolate our newest little virus. We've been waiting for you with machetes made of teeth and necklaces of blood. We adorn ourselves in the jewels of terror. We are dressed in our Sunday best as we perform our civic duty. We are the welcome wagon for a brand new Holocaust. We greet you with reptilian tongues of fire. We offer you a cutthroat choir of swastikas. We flatter you with the smiles of 1,000 mummies. We seduce you with our shrunken empire. We scatter before you the ashes of your last hope. The congregation explodes in howling animal frenzy, whipped at the thighs and burning hot, performing the staccato dance of an amputated harlot. 50 channels of assholism on television, and there's still nothing to watch. The silence forms a jackhammer rape of the senses, the death rattle of a dying planet rendered null and void. the hollow-throated shriek of burning dreams. The womb is ready to comb out its brightest monsters. Your heart cracks like Christ's coffin nails. Your childhood is encased in a heart-shaped sepulcher. Your path is strewn with the terrified eyes of infants. You are heralded with psalms and bloodletting. You will be enshrined in a bureau in hell. Industrial knob-lickers and policy jerk-offs will worship the day of your conception. 69 terrifying holidays will be named in your honor. Now, step lightly into the motorcade. Please park your American Auschwitz ass on the fine Corinthian leather. Thump the brains off the back and pull out your Rand McNally Road Atlas to hell. I will be your blue-eyed captain.
Not like me. No, to me, a word is a weapon because I've been down the wrong end of a lot of streets, bad side of town, no street lights, footsteps closing behind, thinking something is really wrong here, and realizing it's me. Smiling, saying, hey, how you doing? Like a password, flash a smile like a blade, and they let me pass by because, to me, a word is a weapon. What doesn't have to cut anything, except ties to fear and old anger. Doesn't have to tear anything down, except the walls between us that keep us from our families. Because my family is anyone who feels the beat of bass and blood thrum of drum and bone and dances. Because my family doesn't ascribe to me fears and hates based on skins and borders. No, that is not like me. I won't hurt you unless you hate me first, and then I'll say to you, wait. We don't have to do this, because my family is anyone who says, wait, we don't have to do this. No, this is not like us. We are not our culture, our fears, our hates. We made it. We can unmake it, remake it, because I don't think I believe the only good you is a dead you, because I've seen you dancing. My family is you, who ride a hard, slow dance beat of moving bodies in a bed that smells of sweat and noon sunlight at just that slant and share the salt of skin on tongue without shame. And I rejoice with you. Because my family is you, who have seen the shadows of birds skimming grass and concrete and wish for wings. Because my family makes wings and is unafraid to fly, or feels the fear and flies in its face anyway, knowing that life is just a brief experiment with gravity. So I am proud of you, because my family is you, who have shaken in a slow salt slide of tears in the aftermath of yes, because my family has loved and lost and loved again, even knowing that everything's temporary. And I love you, because I love you. Angry, love you ugly, love you hurting, starving, bleeding, love you laughing, love you singing, love you living, loving, dancing. Oh, how I love you, dancing. Because my family is anyone who loves when hate is quick and easy. Because when pain is popular, my family still won't put guns in open hands of children or of grown-ups either. No, that is not like us. Not when we can put bread salted with strength and sweat of those who grew the grain and make foes into family. Or sometimes we just put a hand in hand in hand and hold on. Hold on. Love poem I've ever written, and it's fucking incomprehensible.
Sweet! So is love.
There you go. Thank you, Ernest. I just thought that I should say that weighed against all of January, there are crocuses, and there is now walking shoeless on earth that presses up under, like it reaches to support, like touching a breast. And I know, January has a perfect right to be. I know that here I should also bring up firesides and hot cider and clear clatter of icicles on power lines, but since I don't have a fireplace, I can't bring myself to praise winter, no. Not while the wind is this warm and the nights are suffused with that certain glow, as if shadows could cast a light for the right kind of eyes. Maybe ask me again in February. Of course, there is also mud now, and changeable days. And see also rain, and more rain, and more rain. Though, I feel that I should point out that the virtue of rain is all in what you do, and it's so weighed against half of December, the half with no presents and no days off left. There is sex in a roof on a thunderstorm, tar paper still sun warm, every drop a quick kiss on the skin you haven't gotten around to yet. And I know this is a hard love I ask of you. It has no gentility. It is tender as a tomcat's teeth in a robin's throat. Because true, there are maples and oaks leafing out now, and there are chainsaws. And weighed against stupid songbirds, there are smiling lean cats. And between us, we can't afford to forget either, and we can't pick one and vanish the other. If there is a beginning, there will be an end. I only mean that I need to warn you that poets are liars and fools for beginnings, who will try to fool you and say a good ending won't hurt. So it seemed I should mention that it always hurts. And yes, I am a poet, but I don't really write love poems, no, or maybe that's all I write, because I wouldn't ask anything I haven't done first, and if you kiss me, one of us will be leaving the other. I only mean that even if you meant well, and life went perfectly, still one of us has to die first. And I have yet to see a perfect thing. But go ahead and kiss me anyway, since the damage is already done, since there are both crocuses and 9-year-olds with guns in Afghanistan, since I can't put this pen down while there are still swords, but I can't stop wielding a sword either, and I can't ask the world to do what I can't do. So kiss me, because that idiot robin sang right up until the black and white cat pounced, because I still love the cat for being a cat, and despite it, because the simple courage of grass in the sidewalk crack shames me.
Yeah!